Take Zootopia, make it animated, and make it an emotionally engaging work of art. Boom! Beastars. Dude, what the hell? Have you been hanging out on DeviantArt or something? Are you another penis-loving furry now? No, I'm no fucking furry, I just know great shit when I see some. Beastars is set in a world where animals walk on their two legs and are segregated between herbivores and carnivores. For the sake of peace and harmony, eating people is obviously legal, but despite that, some herbivores still get eaten by carnivores once in a while, which adds a pretty big layer of tension between the two main races. Beastars is all about character drama, romance, mystery, but most of all it's about self-discovery, psychological issues and life philosophy. I know that does sound like a lot, but I can't think of a better way to describe it. And to all the people who call the show just a furry high school drama, I will eat your mom's corpse. I don't use that word lightly because I don't want to ruin it, but let me tell you. Beastars is a fucking masterpiece, and here's why. With the most repulsive concept of walking cats and dogs going to school, they managed to create some of the most realistic and relatable characters ever made in anime. And all of that is set in a beautifully breathing and believable world. I mean, if the coronavirus were to kill us all and mutate all animals into intelligent, anthropomorphic creatures, this is exactly how I would picture the new society. Chickens would lay eggs as a part-time job, animals would trim their fur during summer to avoid heat stroke, birds would need a license to fly legally, since meat would be illegal, carnivores would go to a shady black market to eat meat once in a while. And due to the huge physical gap between animals, there would sadly be a lot of racism and stigmas. The fear of carnivore or even hatred towards them would be part of the everyday life. This lion had to literally remove his fangs and do surgery to be able to run for mayor. The show is mostly based on three characters. Legoshi, the socially anxious wolf who acts like an herbivore, Rui, the proud and noble deer who acts like a carnivore, and Haru, the sad rabbit who really likes dick. These characters alone are already crazy entertaining, but what makes them shine so much is the fact that there is some actual believable reason and background for the way they act. Legoshi wants to befriend people, but he's too scared of his own predator instinct, so he preferred to shut himself away from people. He's ashamed of his strength and of his own nature, and that's why he acts as inoffensive as possible. Haru, with her small and weak body, is constantly scared to die in this harsh world, and that's why she goes banging everyone, hoping she could feel loved at least once before she gets eaten. You don't have any annoying tsunderes who are here just for the sake of being tsunderes. Actually, thank God there's no tsundere at all in this show. Each character got a truly unique personality that you've never seen anywhere else before. But the interaction between all these lovely people is probably the strongest part of the show. There is not a single annoying anime trope in this show. No surprising girls in the shower, no annoyingly oblivious main characters, and no unfair waifu slapping people for no goddamn reasons. Just some realistic and mature interaction that really helps staying immersed. The characters' body language and the realistic voice acting is also playing a big role in keeping you immersed in the world. You don't have any of these These guys do sound like actual Japanese people for once. How can a talking gay ostrich sound 10 times more human than 90% of your average main character? That's insane! Talking about voice acting, Legoshi's voice is so... His voice is so deep yet so gentle with that sweet hint of sadness to it. Whenever he speaks, I think my soul turns a little gayer. No homo. No furry either. But goddamn, how can you not love such a good boy? I don't like CGI, I really don't. Even in Land of Monsters, I thought a lot of scenes looked really amazing, but overall, it still wasn't my jam. But in Beastars, hot damn! Every single frame of animation made me shit my eyeballs out. That fucking dog walks more real than real people. Just look at these moves! But even if you forget about the amazing animation, the directing alone is so damn beautiful! It's so good at emphasizing emotions. It was already amazing on paper, but the anime just went 10 levels above. The cinematography, the Fargo-style split screen, the shot composition, the beautiful color palette that goes full orange whenever something important is happening, and the crazy technical challenge that the show actually is. Each character got their own facial structure with their own animation and the goddamn fur, bro! Each character got their own fur length with their own way of refracting light, and they even have to adapt facial mocap for all these different animals. Studio Orange, you guys are mad lads! And don't even get me started on the soundtrack. The accordion and the trumpet got this really sad, nostalgic, and somewhat hopeless jazzy vibe to it that gives me the chills every damn time, though it can also feel super catchy and funky at times. The music does such a great job at illustrating the characters' feelings and their respective personalities. Also, can we talk about the opening? That crazy, uplifting, jazzy stop-motion shit literally blew my soul out of my body. I could watch it on repeat for hours without ever getting tired of it. In my previous video, I told you guys how you should avoid sharing weird-looking anime with your normie friends, but trust me, this one is so undeniably perfect it will hook even the most resilient motherfucker. And if you manage to make them cry over a wolf wanting to smash a rabbit once, there in too deep to ever come back. Now I could go on some super deep analysis on how Beastars calls out society on this and that and blah blah blah, but I won't. Cause the only thing I'm good at is laughing at my own jokes alone in my basement. If you haven't watched Beastars already, I urge you to do so. And you know what else you could do? Kiss that lovely bell button and say sweet things in her ears. Maybe she will return your feelings some days and you'll have plenty of babies. Anyway, that was Teen Anime. Stay safe out there and I'll see you lovely weebs next week.